Okay, so I haven't been able to get my streaming all together, but I figured because only one or two people are usually live watching it anyway, I might just do some building hours with Pokemon Town. So, first we're going to just have a quick look around at what we've already done, and then I just had an idea for the item shop, so I figured we'd do that. Now, this is going to be mostly the finished product for the houses. I do like this kind of asymmetrical roof, and I've started just popping down a few different types of rocks to get an idea of what the decorations, I guess, will be. And we're going to use the snow flowers. What are they called again? Freesias. And the bamboo mainly for this area, and they kind of make sense together, I think, because they're kind of both cold, rocky, mountainy area sort of stuff. So I did just have an idea for the item shop now, because we've got such a dramatic entrance for the gym. Not all of them will be this dramatic. We do want to keep a lot of other stuff quite minimal, so that is the feature. So the item shop is only going to be this big. Also, it kind of makes sense really, because they're so close to Celadon City that you really don't need a big item shop or Pokemon Center here. So what we're going to do is build a little shop here, and I did just have an idea for the shape, but I'm not sure about the material yet. So what we'll do is I'll keep it maybe this size, but I want to have the top to be 3, so I need to make sure that's even on either side. It is. Alright, cool. So we can go 1, 2, 3. So I want to try and do... So I was thinking simple. I want to actually try and do a dome-shaped building, maybe with lips on the side of the roof. Definitely not on the front. I think that's big enough. Maybe one more. Let's see. And then we want to kind of... I'm not sure if this is wide enough to be round. Let's see. But to do round edges generally, we want to try and go down descending in lots of 1 or 2 before we connect to something, and then going out that same amount as well. So we'll just try and do that. Maybe, let's see, and then we'll go up. Now, it's always worth just trying different things on 2 sides of a building to see if which one looks better. So we'll go up like that on that one, and then on this one we'll go down. Might just fill that in before we go to sleep, and then we'll look at it in the morning. I'm thinking though the left side, this side I'm filling in, is probably going to be the shape we'll go with. We could make it a little bit longer to have a better dome shape like this, but I don't want a bigger item shop, so it's more a question if we can fit in this idea that I've got in mind. Might just need to fill it all in with yellow chalk, just to help me get a bit better idea of the shape, I think. Let's see if we can decide. Oh, I don't really know if I like either. What if I go... No. And then... That's very small. Is that too small? Let's see, sometimes it's a good idea to go back to where you're coming in. See, I think that's too small. And have a look. We want things to be minimal, but that looks too small. So we'll go one higher. I think that'll be alright, and then if it's not quite big enough, we can always put a extra block on top of the roof just to give it a visual height. It's certainly big enough to fit in everything, obviously. So let's just go fill this in, and we'll just trowel it down, up, or, you know, we'll trowel it once we're filled this in. I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking maybe, excuse me, I'm thinking maybe we can have the pillar supports in a white and maybe a white border sticking out in the front here, and the rest will have blue. We just need to work out what blue. It's actually going to be probably trickier here than anywhere else to work out the perfect blue, because we're working with a lot of greys and slate colours, and it's very close to this. Even though this is stucco dyed black, it obviously has a very steel blue-grey look to it. So we need to think about what blue's not going to change the look of all the colours around it. And if we can't find a suitable blue in that regard, we'll swap it so that the main facade is white and the supports are blue, because then that's going to be less of a problem. But we'll see, we'll see. Alright, so let's go. I'm really not sure if this building hour is a thing that's gonna keep going. It just really depends if people like to watch it, but people were watching my stream after I'd streamed, I figured, and it was pretty bad quality, which I apologise for. I still can't really grasp how to get it to come through as well as what I'm recording, so if people don't mind watching these or enjoy even watching these, I'll keep doing them, but I'm happy to just see what people think. Now that I've filled this in, I'm just wondering, should I go one more up? I have the room. Certainly not one. That makes it look strange. But I'm wondering if 2's going to... I think that gives it a weird shape. Yeah, for now we're just going to do this. I know that seems strange and simple, but I'm hoping we can pull this off. And so yeah, the idea is I'm treating this like a stream in terms of I'm not editing this at all. I've just turned on my audio and visual recording for the hour, and we'll see what happens. And I was hoping I wasn't going to sneeze, but I think I am. Oh dear. Alright. I could record that out, but it would make it less authentic. Alright. Okay, so... Still trying to think, what are we going to do here? Alright, let's have a look in our dye machine and just see what we can do with blue. Now the good thing is, even if we don't have it on us, we can still check what the colour will be. Interesting enough, that could actually be a nice, not for the whole thing, but maybe as strips. Or a strip down the middle. Interesting, I'll keep that in mind. No, that's definitely not suitable. Now, sorry, I don't want to sniff. Just trying to think, brick. Let's see if I have some of that blue brick left over that we'd used for the roofs. Do I have any left over? I do. Just grab out some of this just to see what it looks like. What else did I just see? Oh, that's right. We'll just try out these. They are metal, so maybe not as applicable here, but you know, there is a bit of ore. And that is the other thing, actually. I made a little ore palette over here of just a few of each different type. And I think I might plop them around on the ground like that. I'm not sure if it looks weird or not, but that'll be a final decorating process. I just put it there so that I don't forget that I had that idea. So... Let's see. I don't know, that's very dark, isn't it? I think that's too dark for an item shop. I think always, I really do think it's a good idea to keep coming back and getting a full picture when you're doing something like this, in terms of theming it all correctly. I think that blue too is not bright enough. It's gonna sink in. It's gonna sink in because it's the same colour, but because it's not a bright colour either, it's gonna sink into the surroundings too much. Alright, so we know we want nothing that dull, which probably is gonna put... Ooh, that's just way too dark. Now, the non-sooty version is about this light. That looks out of place. Yeah, okay. So none of our first tries are probably suitable. Let's just see what that's going to look like. I think that's nice and bright enough, but for the... Actually, I just want to try... So I was just thinking how we said we want to just have the potentially one brick border out. I was going to say we need upways blocks, but maybe just for them we'll have the wooden walls that go up, wooden floors go across. And for these side ones we'll use the floor. We'll see if that works. So if that's the case, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we need 10 walls white. The other decoration I'm going to have is melons, but not in their full stage, only in the pre-stages. I just forgot to pull them out, so I'll need to regrow them to place them properly. So what did I say, 10, didn't I? Do I have... Oh, I've got 9, that's so annoying. Alright, we'll make more. Alright. And the good thing is, because this is going to be one block out, when we're trailing underneath, it won't affect this layer. Okay. Oops, I was like, hang on. Alright. Yeah, okay, that could work. Now what I am just going to do is one quick thing. Do I have any on me? I do. Alright. That's very bright, so let's just go over here. Now, even though it's on a stream, like I said, I'm going to treat it like it, so I'm just going to quickly pop this on hold for 1 second while I do one more quick sneeze. Hopefully that sorted that out. I'll leave that there for now. Alright. So now we need other options. What can we use? Thinking something like flagstone too is going to be too... The colour's sort of too... I don't know, it's a weird grey. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm not a fan of the colour of that flagstone grey. So I don't think that's going to be an option either. I mean, we could go kind of left of field and go something like the seaside scene block because it's light and it's blue, but it's not too dramatic, but it's just not quite blue enough. If only we had a colour slider. Ooh, maybe this would work. Is that too light? I don't know, that's pretty cool. I don't know if that's really appropriate though for the outside of a building. You know what that'd actually be perfect for would be the roofs, and I want to say Celadon City. I'm pretty sure in Let's Go they have a roof like that. That's really a nice block though, I haven't used it. I don't think we'll use it here, I think we'll use that in Celadon or whatever, there's one city, I'm pretty sure it's Celadon, that's got like a fish scale pattern roof. And that would be nice. Nah, that's not blue enough from a distance anyway, but that's something to keep in mind for Celadon. Now my inventory is very close to full because I'm not my main island where I have most of my storage, so you'll see me sometimes storing stuff poorly in places like that, which is a bit naughty. I'll probably regret it later, but for now, I don't. Too bright. And I think too dark. But it is stone. That's too bright. We could consider incorporating the temple tiles, but I don't think thematically they're as good. I think... Now this is probably way too crazy, but you've always got to check. Carpet. I mean... It's not bad. It's dark. I'm not sure enough to... Let's just make one. We'll make one block and just see. If it turns out to really not work, it's still something that we can use, say, in the floor of the shop, because it wouldn't look bad regardless, or even in the floor of the museum, because that's something that's not going to be a huge feature of the interior of the museum, unfortunately. The museum's going to be mainly the facade. So, because we have to do 10, let's just make 10. What's wrong, doggo? He'll be alright, mate. I did just realise if we use it on the floor, obviously we're getting that gold pattern, which is what I want to avoid, but that's alright, we could use it in the back walls of the museum. Now this is very dark, isn't it? It's nice though. Too dark? Maybe not too dark if I do the stripe up the middle like I said. Then we do a white wooden roof just using this pillar type. So what can we do? Alright. Let's see, what was that stripe going to be? It was going to be this, but that's too dark now. I'm thinking we need a light stripe of blue. Plaster. I am very short on blue dye, so I've got to be smart about this. I can just go get more blue dye and go to Isle of Awakening. Maybe I should do the museum. I'll do a quick test. I think obviously I do have a lot of paint buckets of blue dye though. That's why I don't have a lot, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, so we'll have a look. And we'll see. Well, okay. So, guess the good thing that it wasn't a stream was that we had a big storm and everything went crazy and I had to stop for like a full day. So if that was a stream, it would have been a bit short-lived. And now I'm back. I hadn't touched anything. I hadn't opened the game since I sort of went ugh, and then stopped it and saved it. So I'm just going to clip those two bits together. And I was just thinking as I started, like, what am I going to do when I remembered that I had this structure here? But I've just had an idea as I am starting it up. And I think I'm hoping I have them on me. It's going to be really annoying if I don't. Do I? I do. I was thinking let's try and do a roof with these boulders. I don't know if it's going to work, but the one thing I think we just need to do first is make all the tiles that are going to be underneath them a rockish colour. And I took away that border just then because we're actually going to outset it one additional block to cover up the fact that this top bit's going to look slightly different, and hopefully that's going to make it look more right. What should we use? It needs to be light. We'll just use vault tiles. We can change it. It'll be a bit harder because we'll just have to pull out blocks to change it. So hopefully this works. I think it's the one reason I don't like streaming as much as, I don't know why, but I find myself more self-conscious of if something's going to work. Alright, so we won't actually... Yeah, we won't do the whole thing. We'll just do that for now. And we'll try this. I'm thinking we'll need magnetic blocks. Not for everything, but for parts of it. I want to do that. Because I will need that. Remember to be swapping your mallets so you don't destroy things you don't want to destroy. These actually probably, I think, work with the mallet. Anyway, let's try this. We'll try it with and without the border. This white border. But the question's going to be how to make it look varied. It's going to be hard to make it look varied. I'm just going to have to be kind of mindful of where we place everything. Wondering should there be points where we maybe pile it up higher in the middle here. Won't worry about too much on the back of things. What's going to happen if it's going to be too high? I almost just don't want to overuse the big boulders because I worry it's going to make it look too samey. But on the flip side, I'm not overuse them, but almost overuse them, and then they're going to turn into hopefully looking like one bigger boulder. No. I don't know about that. If I'd done it here, it's probably going to be a nightmare. Or it could be good. Okay, hang on. Alright, that could work. What if I went... Okay. Okay. That's interesting. That could be cool. Now we need to remember it needs to look like an item shop, so I don't want to get too excited and do this whole thing and then I'm like, it just looks like a cool feature but not an item shop. So just keep that in mind. So let's get mildly excited, but it's not a completely sold idea. Wondering if I can also, I was going to say camouflage the gap by using these, but I don't think that's going to be the most efficient way to do it. Oh, maybe like that. That could be alright. Is it? Is it? Maybe. Let's just keep that as the general idea. And just quickly put it on both sides. Is that too samey? That's too samey. Okay, I'm just gonna pop this one there. Oh, they do stack. I didn't realise they were going to. No, they don't. That's okay. Well. Oh, but what about? Could I? No. Okay, that's also terrible. Damn. That's alright. We'll put one here. Let's put one of them there and go. Hanging out too much, yes. And then up there. And I think if we go 1, 2, and go 1, go one more, so it's a bit, yep, and then how are we going to make this one look good? That could be alright if I put, and you can't see that that's, and then I put one here, maybe, like it's good, yeah, that's good enough for now, but because it'll drive me crazy, let's just put one here too so I can't see through that gap. Silly. Alright. Now I'm thinking the hole needing to cover all of it with the vault tile at the front's not necessary. But this is going to make the blue, that blue idea a bit full on. And just not right. So what if I cover then this? See what it looks like, and then it's also like, do I need to worry less about like actually having those corners covered? What should I do here? One more out or one there? One there or one here? I'm really not sure. Definitely the left-hand side style, I think, if we're going to do it, but just really not sure about this. I like it, but I don't like it. Maybe it is that we just need to create a good front. We just need to work out what colour. We're going to need one of these, but what's the colour going to be? Should it be wood? I keep thinking that. Should it just... Not everything has to be stone. Like, you don't want to overload on a theme and seem crazy. No, too light. Or... too light or not, let's see. And then we go... Wow, that worked out. Oh, I thought it was going to work out perfectly, but... And then we put some kind of Pokeball symbol in the middle. What about if... Okay, let's go sleep before it gets dark, and then I'm thinking maybe we can try and draw a... Either draw a Pokeball or make that look like the top half of a Pokeball. And that may redeem us. We have a small doorway. Black border along the ground. Let's see. Okay. It's probably going to be too strong for a black border, but it gives us an idea. Probably be almost... I was going to say that's slate grey from the house, but I don't know about that. Looks Pokeball-y. It's annoying I need one more. What do I do with you? I kind of like it. I don't like the tile behind it though. Just trying to think. We do it blue. And it might look too much like a not a netball, but you know, like a water ball. I think we want a white. I just thought maybe we'll put a door on it. That might help me. What door do we want? We want something square and we don't want something glass. Actually, maybe it'd be crazy to just have that. I mean, pewter is a bit more rustic than a lot of places, so I'm thinking maybe a drapery door could be cool. Black or white, though. That's fine, that's black. We got the white lines running through it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Nah, because the middle's supposed to be black, so we're going to go black. And then... could consider that mottled colour, but in a blue. Oh, of course, why didn't I think of that? That's okay, there's a trick we can use here. Can we? We can. So what are we going to do? We're going to go make that, and then we want... need one, and then the pillars too, so we need 3. Oh, 1 plaster, I hate you. I want 3 plaster. Can I make any? I'm running low on sea slime shells. Desperately. Actually, before I do that, it's all probably a bit of a mystery what I am doing, but I'm just trying to think. I'm gonna try and do 2 doors by doing it. Now there's 2 ways we can do it. I can do it like that and then just get rid of it, but that's a little dodgy. Like, it's not that bad, to be honest. It's a little dodgy. Or the other way I can do it is to go like that and then go just for the sake of it, just because it's a dark colour, we'll put that there for now. And you could even have it... like that. Just so unsure if I should take this idea for the item shop and use it somewhere else, or if it is good here. No, I want to keep it here. Thinking I won't do it now, but later I might change these two to two singular black doors, sliding doors here. But right at this second, let's make this blue. But what blue? This is not going to be right, but that's... maybe actually now that we're doing it this way, that could be right. I hate never having quite enough. That makes me so angry. And then changing the white now, I'm thinking of that border, even though that's kind of what was tying in the Pokemon Center. I'm only worrying now if I'd... I'm thinking a few things, including... Do I abandon... I think actually I'm going to abandon the rock roof. Because I'm thinking... The rock roof's a feature, or having the item shop as a Pokeball is a feature. But having it both is potentially a bit weird. Like, you could do it, but it's very extra considering next to it you've got this other big pointy rock structure. Like, they just end up detracting from each other. So what about if I get rid of the rocks? Because I see, this is why I said we shouldn't do the whole thing too excitedly. Get rid of the rocks. Focus on it being a Pokeball. And if that doesn't work out for me, I know I can go back to the rocks idea and just make it look less like a Pokeball. Oh, this is so annoying. Be easy to do the top part at least. Because I can just do this. Pew! Alright. And... okay, so... now that that's gone, do we want the white... Nah, I don't like the white line border. I really just think maybe... plaster, but plaster's expensive, so... marble! What about marble? What about marble? And then we could potentially do a roof of it as well, maybe? I already don't like that it's too bright, but let's not get too worried about that yet. I was thinking as well... oh, hang on, what have I... is that right? No, it's not. I was thinking that we should surround this area with bamboo anyway, so this could work nicely. That's better. Okay. We surround the top with bamboo and bamboo, yes, but we surround and make this top part marble and then chisel it down. Come on, bro. Get it together. This could be something. Probably go all the way back if we end up doing it, but we don't have to do that right now. Don't even need to do this all right now, but we know the volatile's not working. Sometimes you just get that weird idea in your head that you want to do a certain amount of filling something in, you know. Alright, so next question. this is not gonna... I don't want to carve that tile. I want to... Alright, so I need to then have a border that's like this one out from the base along all of it. So do I inset the roof down one? Or do I up the marble one? But I want to make it doubly thick. Man, sometimes life's so hard. Let's just do this so that I can get an idea. Annoying thing now I'm working with marble is I'm better off, like, because it's 3 hits. Just 'cause it's really annoying. Don't know what I'm doing. Don't know, I'm just not... I kind of know how I want this roof to work, but I don't. Or more, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to do it on one side to see how it looks. Don't do that. I hate you 3 hits, I wish there was. I suppose you can use your mushrooms to make them be less hits, but I don't know. That's not really helpful either. 1, 2, don't be... every time. Alright. And then I feel like the problem's going to be that that makes it look less like a Pokeball, yes. Boo. Alright, cool. So then we'll do the other answer, which I think is to make it one higher by... Like, we want the roof to look like that, but we need it to look like that behind a blocky barrier to get the effect that I want. So then we'll just go... Yep, okay, that'll be fine. And then also we'll just go like that, and then it's going to take me 20 centuries to get rid of the border underneath. Do I have any mushrooms on me? I do not. Classic. Do I have any that I can chop down because of decorations? I do not. Classic. Alright, that's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we won't go to sleep yet because there's no point wasting daylight while we're smashing a block that we can see easy. Obviously sometimes you need to go to sleep when it's hard to see what blocks you're smashing. Okay. That still looks nice. And then, I don't know about that border anymore, but that's alright. We'll just... Before we... Oh man. Before we go to sleep, we'll just chisel this up and see... Oh, come on now. Yeah. Oh, okay. That could be alright, actually. Feeling so defeatist. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Oh. There we go. I was just sort of like, meh. I don't like that, but now that I've done it all, I'm like, actually, that's a thing. Obviously, you won't see any of this from the back anyway. But, just want to see kind of pretty much what it looks like from the sides. Because, yeah, that's nice. Not, I don't know if nice is the right word, but I can deal with that. Just thinking. We could also curve those blocks in concave, but that might actually look strange. We'll try it on one and just see. What I mean by that is, like, could we go... I feel like I have no depth perception. Alright. Like, does that make sense? Oh, yeah. I like it. Human music. I like it. I do like it, though. Like, it's not a... Oh, come on now. It's not a perfect solution. But I kind of look like how it's pushing up the front border. But, I mean, it's something you're not going to notice hugely enough that... Can't wait my whole design on that. Is the blue enough? Is the blue enough? Should it be brighter? Should it be that bright candy sort of thing? It's definitely close up. I like the look of that blue, but not from far away, and it's got to work for both. I think that modelled wall I was looking at is going to be too light. It's going to look white and washed out. There could be a benefit to padded, and at least they come out blue or ridge. Oh, no. Thinking that for a second, but could be advantage using these blue, because if I'm lucky, it's going to look like it's meant to have that texture, and it's like a canvasy wall. And if it looks half decent in the navy, I can consider making it the baby blue. I do like that. I don't know about from back here, but I can later change that part, like the actual that color. I'm thinking probably almost definitely we dye it blue, but you just don't want to, because obviously, as you can tell, I'm so unsure about this now. You just don't want to put too much effort into it before you don't put all your eggs in one basket kind of situation. I'm actually thinking now maybe we do keep this. Change this at the back somehow and have it like that. And then in here we can have plants. Gosh. A clock's 3, isn't it? Do I have one? I do. No, it's not. It's 4. Brrr. It's alright. I actually want to maybe use it for the museum. Just go there for now. I could put it in my inventory, but my inventory is very full. Just trying to think if there's anything I can put here to make it look more item shoppy. That's, yeah. No, that's silly. Gotta try these things. And sometimes they don't work. I just had this thought, but I also kind of know it's not gonna work. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't know what I thought that was gonna look like. I mean, is that too obvious? Maybe. see, actually. I'm starting to like this, and then I'm just thinking, what if I did these as, like, windows with blue curtains behind them? But then I just remembered I'm, like, mad low on blue dye. So I reckon I probably will do that, but not till after this stream I probably will do that part, because then I can go get blue dye. Do I have grass? I want to use the dark grass, but for now we'll just use the light because I can change it anyway. And I just want to do a little bit of decoration around here to make me feel more confident. I should put this away actually, shouldn't I? Make me feel a little bit more confident that I'm on the right direction. Sometimes you'll find when you start decorating, either you'll find what you've done isn't going to fit in with the general decorations, but also you might find that the decorating you do, inspires you to try something else. Thinking in this little alcove of having, I know it sort of seems random, but like, was it stalwart or something? Just something that almost looks like a plant that they're growing for the shop. I mean, I suppose this is where I could use part of my mix here of this and maybe even have a melon and a glowing one in there. But I should do the same on this side before I start decorating. And then we can always get back in here to do the actual colour parts later. But I have heaps of... suppose we don't need these anymore. Heaps of bamboo. Don't I do? I need to go get more rocks. I probably won't use too many of them right now. I don't know why I would not, because there's the... I was trying to think what other things I can use in the interim. I don't actually want to use too many of these in amongst the other rocks just because they look so vastly different. But I'll grab out some of the stuff I have been using, which was my freesia flowers. Or did I use all them too? What a shame. Oh no, I didn't. There they are. What else did I use? I find it a nice idea to do like a little decoration palette over in an area to give you an idea. So we've got mainly rocks and bamboo and a few freesias because, okay, cool. That works for me. Because it's quite a rocky area, we want to keep the decoration to a minimal but have it impactful. Let's just make this curve of the ground a little nicer. And this is all about just learning what curves look like. Pixel art tutorials are really helpful for this, and I'm going to at some point post some links to some really good ones. I did post a link in one of my videos, but I might post it on like my discussion page or something, because it's a really good idea to help you understand how you can make things sort of look more curved just by chipping out the correct amount of sort of blocks in a 1 and 2 pattern. What are we doing here? I just want to make sure that this looks right-ish. And that also makes it easier for me to then just colour outside the line as opposed to what I just did, and then I'll just fill that line in. Go. I don't actually think one way is easier than the other, but I guess that's the two ways you can try and define that line. Still not sure what kind of pathways we'll have. Like, we could have, I mean, obviously just, you walk here and we change the ground colour, or just having, wood or stone pathways. But I'm wondering if I should have bridges in between these raised areas, like say, one from here to there, But then I've got some awkward areas where it's going to look a bit funny to try and do it. And, you know, have lots of greenery or rocks down here, but I don't know if that's too much. Thinking for now we might just actually chisel this area a lot, like with the flat chisel, and make a lot of half blocks so that it's just quite easy to walk up and down the slopes. Actually, we'll do a little bit of that at the front, to be honest, of the shop, because it's going to help us get an idea of what our decorations will look like. The thing is, obviously, you've got to keep in mind when you're doing it that your decorations, you can't have decorations on those half chiseled ones, half chiseled blocks. Right. Now, this isn't going to be perfect, but I mean, generally all I do is just chip away at sections anyway. Just want to give it a bit of that visual feel of what it's going to look like once we then put like bamboo and all the things that are going to make it look a bit nicer. Oh, go. Cool. So that makes that look just a little bit more intricate. And see, we've got to remember we can't keep then decorations on most of this. So say we went up one here, or make it so it's full. That way we could put some bamboo there. I really don't like how the bamboo insists on having the crown, or having that part as a crown, not as a middle piece, because I don't know, I think it's nice to sometimes have it as a middle piece too. Bamboo, if you really want it to look nice in a forest, it's a little bit hard in terms of, I feel like you need to kind of, I don't want too much in front of this house, but we'll pop some here. You want to, but I feel like you need to go back and rearrange the pieces a decent amount. Oh wow, another day already. Another day gone. Because see, everything's got a crown after a certain height. And I just don't think it looks good to have everything having a crown after a certain height. And then let's just go doom, 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 just so that we've got a bit of each piece. There we go, and then we can make this look a little bit more interesting. Now, when I said it's a bit of work, I feel like it's a bit of work because it's, to me, a bit of a two-part job, to be honest, because once we've done this, we then need to go back and actually turn everything, to be honest, to make it look good. There we go. I'm actually going to take out bottom bit and put a base. Come on. Annoying thing with bamboo is it's offset. So you need to kind of make sure it's all placed in the right angle. So when I say turn things, you can't turn just one piece. I should clarify, you kind of need to turn the whole thing. So instead of having to go and turn everything, the one thing you can do is just stand at different angles. Like I was standing all in one spot using my binoculars. I'm probably better off sort of moving from spot to spot. And I have a path going up there. We'll have a lot more. Obviously, there's going to be walls here that will be able to have rocks and small features that'll make it interesting. Place that there. So, do we want to? Yeah, looks nice. We don't want too many of these, and we're going to have rocks. But this is obviously probably the most lush area apart from that. Like in the town, the way it's set out, there is this big area that's just a garden, and I think I'm going to leave it to just a garden, like have it just a decorative space, but I think I want to make it a little bit more my own by having a house maybe quite obscured, and just a same as one of those, but obscured up here, and have it to be like a slow incline up to the very top height of the wall, just to make it look a bit more interesting, I guess. Right, so let's sleep now that we've popped down some bamboo, see what it looks like in the day. And how long are we going for? Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, that's 40 minutes. So that's actually probably an hour on, I think, because it was 20 minutes when I first did it. I do want to keep it about an hour. I really don't know if this was interesting, honestly. But the plan is I'll try and just document the majority of Kanto as I'm building it through a mix of tutorials, streams, live streams if people want, but if people are interested in just sort of watching an hour build to get an idea of stuff, then can do that. I don't know. I just sort of like communicating with you all and sharing and stuff. Um, so I think this is good. I think what we should do next is start to build the museum. I'm not sure if I'll do that in a stream or what. And then once we've built it and got an idea of where the door's going to go, I want to put a, well, not put, I want to work out how I'm going to tear this down. I was just going to knock it purely inways, but I think I want to knock it a little bit inways at the top and then probably actually have it from about where I'm jumping to here, taper it down. So that it I'm hoping that's going to give it an additional feeling that Pewter, as opposed to any other city, is almost just being carved out of a big rock area. And so last thing I'll do is put this front wall on to make it easier for me to take pictures to like show everyone and be happy, but also just so that I can visually get an eye on the town a bit easier. It's always a nice reveal when you come through the walls and see the town, but for me designing now, it's nice to have it like this. But if you're going to have a wall, say I'm very mindful of the fact that you're not going to be able to see this first house when you're coming in like this, because all where that pink is going to be a wall as high as that chalk wall. So your view is going to be like that. But I know that going through different parts of the town, once you get to here, you have a nice unobscured version from a distance. And not that that particularly matters, but it is just more that I like the design that I've done. So I want to, make sure that there's places where you can view the designs unobscured. And I mean, that's part of how this came about. This too is just very similar to my Lavender Town, just before I quickly end this non-stream stream. I've kind of done this. I want to have some things sort of thematically coming through. And this is a similar but smaller version of the Lavender Town item shop in a way. And I figure, different parts of Kanto are going to have different styles, but I also want some things to sort of hark back and look like they're odes to each other. So this has sort of got some of the same design effects as that, and I'm hoping that it's not something that people will notice directly, but it's hopefully the little things that in a general design just make the whole thing feel thematic when you're coming through. And so this is a bit of a look too at how Lavender Town looks after I've blueprinted it. It's obviously pretty sad, but it's fine. I mean, all the buildings are still here and everything is as it was. It's just that I've got to fill in now the gaps, because I was going to do a tutorial that was sort of like how to blueprint, but honestly I didn't do it in a way that I would want to advise other people to do. So I did it backwards, and now I've got this big chunk I have to fill in the middle. But as you can see, Lavender Town's pretty done. I just have to fill the walls back up in some spots that I didn't blueprint them over. And just to show what we've got here, I'll pop up a map, I think maybe at the end of this stream, maybe now. Yeah, let's just pop up a screenshot of it. But you'll be able to see that I'm pretty on track with the map. So I'm thinking Pallet Town. Well, I'm thinking I should probably do Viridian City before Pallet Town, but I'm just not sure. The map is going to keep changing as it goes, so I think I'm probably going to leave a gap for Viridian Forest, do Viridian City, see how that works. If that's good, I do Pallet Town, and then I can happily fill in at least the left-hand side of Viridian Forest, knowing I can keep it, but I might keep the right-hand side clear, just in case I need to extend like the cycling area or something into it. And I'm not sure what other bits I'll get done soon. If anyone wants to see any of the architecture tutorials still as well, just let me know. But I'll be kind of jumping between the tutorials and the Pokemon and my Sandy Highlands, which was Cerulean Step. But like I said before, if there's anything you want to see, please just let me know.